Right, boys and girls, I'm stepping in for Mandy again this week. I think she's nearly there though, so we'll probably see her back doing the story soon. Anyway, it's Steve here with this week's story. Johnny was fast asleep in bed when he heard some very strange voices coming from underneath the blankets. They weren't scary voices, but he was very surprised to hear some voices coming from down there, so he peeled back the blankets and had a look down in his bed, and he was amazed at what he saw. All the fingers on his hand were speaking. I didn't know fingers could speak, did you? And they were all speaking at the same time. In fact, they were arguing. Yes, arguing. They'd woken him up because all the fingers on his hand were arguing. And what were they arguing about? What does anybody argue about? They all thought they were the best, the most important, the most special, and they were arguing about it all. The first finger said, I'm the best, I'm most important, because I'm used to point at people and say, hey, you, or look, over there, and show the way, the direction. Or sometimes, if people get a bit cheeky or a bit tired and a bit drowsy, I can be used to poke them, to wake them up, or say, hey, stop it. Or sometimes I can be used to say, come here, please. And he was going through a whole list of the things he thought he was best at, when all of a sudden somebody else piped up, and this time it was the middle finger, this one here, and he said, hey, I'm the most important of all. You're the most important of all. How come? I'm the longest. I'm in the middle. I'm surrounded by everybody else, but I'm right in the middle, so I must be the most important, because you're all around me. I don't think you're the most important. Every finger turned around to have a look at who was speaking this time. And it was the number 4 finger. The number 4 finger. And number 4 finger said, I'm the most important of all. Why on earth are you the most important of all? They all asked. Because I am the finger of love, you see. The finger of love? What are you talking about now? Well, you see, when my master or my mistress falls in love with somebody, one day they'll get engaged and they'll pop a ring right on my finger like this, and usually it'll have a right shiny stone on it, and it says they're going to get married. And then a bit later on, when they go to the church and they get married, they put another finger ring on just there, you see. I'm the finger of love. Just then, when they thought they'd heard it all, the little finger piped up. Oh, no, you're not. I'm the most important of all. How can you be the most important? You're the shortest, you're the thinnest, And you're all bent, you're not even straight. What use are you?
Well, actually, I am very important indeed, said the little finger.
How's that then? Everybody said.
Well, when Mum is making the jam on the stove and she wants to test that it's just right in the saucepan before she dishes it out and puts it in the jars or in the jam tarts where she's made the pastry, she dips me in so I can have a taste.
Hey, that's true.
And, said the little finger, when she's making baby's milk and she wants to make sure the temperature's just right, she just dips me in to test it. So I'm the most important.
Well, they all thought they were the most important. And so the argument just kept on going and going and going and going and going and going.
They were getting nowhere until suddenly another voice piped up.
Hang on a minute, stop the arguing.
It was the thumb.
The thumb said, Hey, stop all this arguing at once. You're all very important indeed. I wonder if I throw you out a challenge, if you can do it. Look, here's a book. If I drop the book on the desk like that, let's have a look at it. If I put it on there like that. Can one of you, I tell you what, you Mr. Pointed Finger, can you pick it up all by yourself? You right up there. Go on, Mr. Pointed Finger, have a go.
So he had to go, but he couldn't pick it up by himself at all. It was too heavy and he couldn't get underneath it or grip it.
Well, what about you, Mr. Middle Finger? He tried to say,
but he couldn't pick it up either. And the finger of love, the fourth finger, he had a go, couldn't pick it up. And the little finger, well, he didn't stand a chance.
So, anyway, Thumb said, well, I'll be fair. Why don't you all try together?
So they all got together and tried to pick up the book. But still they couldn't.
You're right in there.
So the Thumb said, why don't I help you? Let's try again. So he said, why don't you four fingers all work together and I'll stick myself on top and I think it'll work. So the four fingers poked away at the book and the Thumb stuck himself on the top and they picked it all up together. There you are, said the Thumb. You're all very important. And it works so much better when you do things together and share. But you still need me to help you. And it was just at that moment they went, oh! Johnny woke up. It was a dream. It wasn't real. Of course, his fingers weren't really talking. But it does tell us an interesting story, doesn't it? Let's not have arguments about who's the most important, who's the most special. God says we're all important. We're all special. He loves us all just the same. We're all important, he says. But like the Thumb, he says, you can't do it without me. You need me. Let me help you. And so we need to pray each day for his help. Let's not try and be more important than anybody else. Because we aren't. We are very important, but no one's the most important except God himself. And he's come to help us. Let's ask for his help today. Anyway, that's my story now. And in a little while, I'll be back to bring you this week's quiz. Bye for now. Hi, boys and girls.
Another great story, eh? And I'm pretty sure Mandy's going to be back very soon now. She's nearly there, and she's missing so much being able to share the stories with you. They'll be even better than before when she's back. But in the meantime, we've had some pretty excellent storytellers anyway, haven't we? So that's a bonus. Right now, it's time for our quiz game. You might remember a while back we had a game where I asked you to try and make the sounds of a particular animal and see how well you could do it. Well, it's going to be the other way round today. I'm going to make the sounds, and I'm going to try and see if you can guess what the animal is that I'm trying to be. If I can do actions, I will, and I'll make the sounds as best as I can. But first things first, a quick sip of my coffee. Are you ready? What animal, excuse me, is this? Whoa, 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 whoa. Any ideas? You might have one of these animals in your home. You might take it out for a walk. What is it? Ah, yes, it's a dog. What about this one? This might be a bit harder. Mm, 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 mm. I'm not sure if that was very good or not. Have you any ideas? You'd see these animals out on the farm. They're usually these days coloured black and white, and they're out in the fields and they're pretty big. Any ideas? Yes, you've got it. It's a cow. What about this next one? Any ideas? Most of these are going to be farm animals. This is another one. This one, well, they come in different sort of colours, mainly brown, but not always. They can be black or white or sort of golden colours. Well, any ideas? Yes, it was a chicken. Let's lubricate my throat a bit more. You might have one of these animals in your house as well. Meow, 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 meow. Yes, they like to rub up against you or sit on your lap, don't they? They like it nice and warm by the fire. It's a cat. What about this animal? This is a hard animal to do, but I'll do my best. Are you ready? Very popular around Christmas time. Oh dear me. Well, it's not very popular for these animals, but it is for us. It was, yes, a turkey. Well done indeed. What about this animal? Meh, 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 meh. Yeah, that could have been one or two, really. Yes, it's a sheep, but it could have been a goat, because they sound quite similar as well. So if you said sheep or goat, that's great. What about this animal? Psst, psst, Yes, they slither along the ground and along, and usually quite thin, aren't they? It's a snake. What about this next one? Are you ready? This is a hard one to do. Well, that wasn't the best one I've done, but you think you might have guessed what it was. A pretty big animal, this one. You wouldn't want to step on your foot. They're usually grey coloured, and they got a very thick, wrinkly skin and a very, very long, bendy nose. Yes, you got it. It's an elephant. What about this next one? Are we ready? Did you get it? They've got some of these at Blackpool Zoo. The Big Daddy, the silverback, is my favourite animal in the zoo, and I've actually seen them doing that. What is it? It's a gorilla. You're right. And here's one more to finish with. Can you guess this one? Are we ready? That wasn't my best one either, was it? Did you get it? It was a duck, yes, of course. Well, that's all for this week. We'll be back next Sunday with another Kids Time. Till then, it's Steve saying bye for now.